Hello everybody and welcome back. This is a really quick review video, and I didn't plan anything. This is not scripted. This is this is just life. 2 days ago this thing here broke, and this here's a pressure regulator for a house installation, and it actually started spewing water out of the gauge. And luckily I caught it, because this is in the same room as my lathe, my laser, my 3D printers, everything. And that could have been a disaster. But this was quickly fixed. I don't know, 150 years later. I was back having water, but when I turned the water back on, the whole inrush of the water loosened so much gunk from inside all of the tubes in the house that it basically blocked some of the outlets and faucets and mixers. And yeah, it's been a disaster ever since. Luckily, and this is just a coincidence, I agreed to review an ultrasonic cleaner, and I'm gonna get one of these mixing faucets, and we're gonna dump it in there because it's completely plugged with rust and gunk and I don't know what, and I really want to know. So I set this up. I really just unpacked it. It's full of water. We're going to add some denture cleaner, which is pretty good if you want to remove dirt from metal parts. Also, I sometimes use this mixture on carburetors that have a huge buildup of scale inside of them, and sometimes that works miracles. Or diluted vinegar acid is also pretty good for that. Apart from that, eventually this is going to be filled with carburetor cleaner or engine cleaner, but right now I just have water in it, and we're going to dump a whole lot of these denture cleaning tablets in there, just to get something to dissolve some of the gunk that is in that mixing faucet. Yeah, let me go and grab that, and I'll be right back. So here we have the mixing battery. It is completely plugged up. This here's the warm water side, and I don't know how good you can see this, but there are two protrusions in there where the water goes through, and the one on the left hand side is completely plugged, and yeah, and also it's full of rust, and it's about 15 years of being in use. And like I said, when I turned the water back on, and when it was pushing all that water at high speed through the pipes, well, that's where it ended up, because it couldn't go through here. This here's the mixing element. It doesn't look that bad, but I'm still going to throw it in there for, I don't know, a minute or two, and see if some more pieces of rust or pipe or whatever fall from it. Yeah, apart from that, what do I know about this ultrasonic cleaner? Not a lot, really. I haven't even read the manual yet. I'm just so happy that it's saving my ass. I know it's a 22-liter unit, and the reason why I wanted to have this one is because of the format. I like to call these 16 by 9s, and I used to have one very similar to this one, and it was a 4 by 3, and it had, I think it was 16 liters or 18 liters, and but you couldn't put any long things in there, like if you have a pipe from an intake from a motorcycle or a Vespa, it just wouldn't fit. And with this thing it does. So I like this form factor. I don't know if this is standard, if these have always been there, or if they've just become more available. All I know is this thing is around 200 euros, which is, well, it's not a bargain, but it's still pretty cheap. It's got 500 watts of heating power, and it has 8 ultrasonic transducers, and that is probably going to do quite a lot for cleaning up stuff. And let's try it out. Let's get it running. So let me take you to through the settings. We have a setting for the temperature, and it has a heater, so it is currently set to 41 degrees, and it has 36 right now because I used warm water. And also you can turn on and turn off the ultrasonic cleaner, and it has a timer, so you can set an amount of minutes that it's supposed to run, and it's also telling you the number of no, it doesn't. It's just going to tell you minutes and seconds. And so let's just turn it on now. And yeah, nice. If you've used an ultrasonic cleaner before, there's not much to it. Apart from the fact that this one appears to be pretty silent. I don't know if it is because of the water that I have in there. My old one only had 400 watts, but it was way louder. So, well, maybe that's a good thing. Well, okay. I'm going to take the plastic part out after 2 minutes, so maybe even a little bit sooner than that. And take a look at it. I don't want to have it in there for so long because it's plastic. So let's turn it off. Okay. There's a fan inside that's running now. Oh, the water is still warm. Wow. that thing is like super clean right now. Wow, what a difference. Honestly, I've never used this on plastic parts like this. I don't know if I'm breaking it right now. I don't care. The only thing I care about is being able to take a shower later on. But all of the smart parts that were in there are gone now. So they must have fallen out. Maybe I'm gonna give it another minute. But I like this. I like this thing already. Let's have a look at the big part. That's probably gonna need... Oh, are you seeing that gunk coming out of there? What a difference! And there's still a lot. There's still some calcium scale on there, and I wonder if that's going to come off. And let's see. Yeah, it's loosened. It's loosened the blockage. We're getting water. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, I'm gonna put this back in there, and I'm going to let this run for another 2 minutes. I mean, really, when I use this with motorcycle parts, or with I use it with my 3D printer nozzles, and wow! But I've actually never had a result like this so quickly. But then again, I've actually never used it on any bathroom plumbing parts. I'm impressed. I don't know what to say about the rest of the machine apart from the fact that it seems to be working just fine. It does have a drain, which right now appears to be perfectly watertight. That is one of the things that my other unit had too, but that one was not watertight at all at the end. And yeah, I mean, there's a fan running right now. It smells like new electronics, but it's doing a good job. It's doing a real good job. Okay, so let's get that plastic part out of there because I don't want to break it. Yeah, and that's just excellent. And there's still a little bit of rust down here, but I don't mind that. And all of the little pebbles that were in these holes, I can't see them anymore. So yeah, great. So maybe place this part way in the middle. I don't know if it works better there, but let's make sure it's all filled up with water. That's one of the things that's actually really important. If you submerge something in an ultrasonic cleaner, make sure that there are no air bubbles inside because you're going to get a really, really weird result. And yeah, let's let this thing run for some more minutes and maybe turn the heating on too. Why not? I'll bring you back like in 10 minutes or so. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off in a minute or so. I put the heater on and it's working flawlessly. It is absolutely amazing what this thing is doing, and I have the feeling that my old one was broken, or I can't believe that the technology has improved so much. So yeah, let's turn it off. Let's turn the heater off. I don't know if you can hear this. There's a fan inside, and that fan is audible, but not bad. And yeah, let's take a look at what we were cooking. I am very, very happy with this. So let's get you in there. So all of this blue stuff is now green. I don't know what that is all about. Oh, it's warm. And let's take this out really carefully. And wow, what a difference. So most of the scales here are gone. Well, there's still some left down here. But like I said, this has only been 13 minutes now. The plastic insert at the bottom here is absolutely spanking clean. And the surface down here feels also very clean to the touch. Well, there's some residue from the what are they called? Yeah, I'll think of it later. I am super amazed by this thing. And it's so clean on the inside. So this here is the warm water side. If I fill it up, Yeah, that is working fine. Yeah, there's a little bit of All right, I let it finish the 10 minutes, and wow, even without having the heater on, the temperature is still rising when you're using the ultrasonic, which means that it's pumping quite a lot of energy in there, which is exactly what we want, because we want some really extensive cleaning. All right, now I also put a spray can cap in there with some of the parts that I don't want to, well, hit so hard, and I like just having them swim in here. Just add some water and just let them swim on top of your cleaning liquid. You can even have something else in there, and it will still clean very well. So these parts also look very nice. They're part of the flow restriction valve, and you need them. Oh wow, this is really warm now. And yeah, right, the residue from the gasket, that was the word I was looking for, is still there. I'm going to have to remove that using a little bit more force, but much of the scaliness here is gone now. I might finish that off with some vinegar acid, maybe, but I could just leave it the way it is. It is very nice and clean now. It's a lot different than what we started out with, and I think I'm gonna put it back together now. But I thought, just for shits and giggles, and well, we've already got everything set up, we can just dump the old one in there and see what happens. I mean, this thing is, yeah, filthy. And this has probably been with the house for at least 35 years. And, well, let's give it a go. I mean, what can go wrong? Well, the plastic can break, but I'm not going to put this back anyway, so who cares? I'm just going to submerge it and make sure that we have no air in there. And I'm going to leave the heating off. I think it's doing well the way it is. And let's give it another 10 minutes and see what happens. Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's gonna like that. It really is. One of the things that I noticed regarding this device is it has the drain. It's got standard 3-prong power together with ground, but I wasn't able to find a grounding strap or something where you can put an extra ground. Usually you want to have these, if you have them in a shop or something, you want to make sure that they're grounded okay. And an extra ground wire to, I don't know, some water piping or something like that is always a really good idea. And that, for example, was something that my old ultrasonic had, and this one doesn't. But if the ground connection through the plug is okay, then fine by me. I would like to have an extra place where I can put a grounding strap, but you could just make that yourself, I mean, with a drill and a tap. Okay, let's put this thing back together. I've made enough of a mess as it is. And honestly, I wasn't planning on doing this. I was planning on playing with a diesel heater and building a sand battery and stuff like that. But, well, plans change. So this is all very, very nice. Whoopsie. Let's get this back in here. Good. And this is working. Now, this here is the mixing valve. There's still some silicone grease in here, and I think we're going to put some more where that was. Unfortunately, I only have silicone grease for coffee makers, but it's probably exactly the same, except that the stuff for the coffee makers costs 10 times as much. So there are some rubber gaskets that come with this kit, and I press fit them in with the silicone grease, and then I take them back out and flip them over, and that works pretty well for getting silicone grease everywhere. And for the big gasket here, I'm just gonna smear a liberal amount on it and leave it at that. And now this just pops in here, and it just pops in there. There's a nut going over that. I could have cleaned that one too, but I don't think it makes so much of a difference. Let's just put a very small amount of silicone grease on there just to make sure that this doesn't seize up. And we tighten it down, and it doesn't need to be tightened down very much, just a little bit. Yup, that looks good. By the way, these were some of the things I found in there. They're like 10 millimeters across. Way too much, way too big. And yes, I know that this is not the right tool for the job, but the right tool for the job is 2 flights of stairs above me, and I don't feel like going to get them. All right. Well, now we put this cap on there. Oh, we should have cleaned that. Maybe this thing has a beautiful side that we can put to the front. Not really. Okay, and then this thing goes in here, and we need to get that started. Right. Now we just slip this over here. Yep, and it works. And then we tighten it just a bit. And that's it. And there's a little plug that goes in here to make it look really pretty. And it's done. Now all we need is 2 new gaskets. Let's see if we have those. Washers and gaskets. Nope. Hum. I like to have the thicker ones. They're not the right size. But these are. Meh. I hope that these work out. So I'm going to try to set this up, and when I'm done, we're going to come back and have a look at the other part that we put in the ultrasonic cleaner. See you then. Okay, so here we are back at the ultrasonic cleaner. I let this thing run for 10 minutes, and because I was still busy, I gave it another 10 minutes. And well, I think it's done. Smells nice too. So, what did we cook? Oh yeah, it's warmish. Well, it did kick loose a lot of dirt. Wow, that is a lot. So, all of that should be coming out of here. Well, it looks a lot better, especially the whole catch down here looks a lot better. But I mean, it's still toast, I believe, but it did clean up nicely, and the water doesn't look so nice anymore. And those were like only 10 minutes. I wonder if I'm going to give this a few more runs. Well, there's a screen in there, and the screen looks almost passable. Oh yeah, but the screen here does not look nice at all. Yeah, this would probably have to run for a long time to clean this up, and you would probably need something to loosen the line scale and to get all of the metal and lime scale from the brass piece here. But I mean, like, for 10 minutes, that's a pretty good result. And yeah, I mean, this thing is I don't know, this must be from the 70s or 80s, so this is really old and used, but now it doesn't look so bad. So yeah, I'm gonna dump all of this out, and then I'm going to give you a short summary of this thing. It's not often that I get to review something and it basically saves my life right away. Well, or maybe my marriage. But this thing came close. I'm quite happy with this one. And it's a replacement for one I had before. So yeah, that's a good one. And I have to say, I love this format. Like the one I had before was a little bit deeper, but it was not as long. And if you have like one of the intake tubes from a 1970s Vespa or something, I can put this in here no problem. I couldn't put this into the old unit that I had, and it was basically cut off here. And that is a huge improvement. And looking at the price of this thing, it's comparable. It's almost the same. So yeah, this one's a keeper. Well, usually I donate stuff that I get for reviews, since I don't make any money for the reviews themselves. I donate the stuff or take it to the school where I work. But this one's a keeper. It really is. So let's get all of this gunk out of here, and I'll bring you back then. So let's finish this up. This is the device that saved me yesterday, and let's take a final look at it. I use this pipe to drain it, well, because I was done using it for now. So this thing came in a box, nothing special, a lot of good padding, so it's pretty well protected for transport. You get an instruction manual, it tells you how to use the front panel, what you get, how you're supposed to clean it. You get a little bit of pipe. Well, I think this pipe is a little bit of overkill, but pretty nice nonetheless. Yeah, you can use it to drain the ultrasonic cleaner. You get a fairly large cage, and I think this could even fit a Commodore 64 mainboard, just the way it is. Just saying. After using it yesterday, I cleaned it out, and I found out that the tub isn't as smooth and shiny as my old one. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Well, I'm probably gonna need some time to decide about that. But it cleaned out nicely, and it was pretty easy to get all the gunk out of it using just a few wipes, a little bit of cleaner. No problem at that. Once you use this with like a carburetor cleaner, these things are very hard to get clean again. And I've known people who took like bags and put them inside, and then put the cleaners in there, just having a little bit of water on the outside. I don't know if that's good or bad. I've never tried it. My old cleaner was filthy, and I probably wouldn't have used it to clean anything that had clean water contact. In the back here, you've got the on-off switch. There's a fuse in there as an additional protection to the mains fuse, of course. And let's stuff something in here, because I'm pretty sure there's still some moisture in there, so we can flip it over. And yeah, this thing is well, I suppose pretty standard. It's got a pretty big fan on the downside here. You can see some PCBs behind here. I think these are probably power supplies, or they're part of the ultrasonic generation, or they are part of the microcontroller controlling the front panel. But it seems pretty solid on the bottom. Nicely done. Now the front panel, and I've already shown that, is just as simple as you need it. I mean, there's not a lot to it. Select the temperature, turn it on, turn it off, select a duration for the ultrasonic cleaning, turn it on, turn it off. This thing is pretty much standard, but I chose this one not because it was an extremely new, powerful, great ultrasonic cleaner. I chose it because of the format. Like I said, the one I had before, that is recycled by now, was only half the size, but a little bit deeper. And most of the things that I had would work with this, but from time to time I had something that would not fit in there, and I wanted something bigger. But bigger was always, well, really expensive, like in the 300 to 400 euro segment. And with this unit, with 500 watts being just 200 euros, I just couldn't resist. So I'm going to use this a lot, I think, and probably in 2 or 3 months this thing will be as filthy as my old one, but I'm going to try and keep it clean it up once I've used it, because, well, I've learned that you can use it for household things, even though it's that big, and it does a pretty good job. Also, I mean, the heating was absolutely adequate, and I don't know if my old ultrasonic cleaner was broken or not, but this thing did a way better job. So this is from a brand that is Geekbes. I've never heard of them. No idea what they are. It came to me via geekbuying.com. They offered this one to me, and yeah, it really hit the spot. I mean, it had been 3 days without a warm shower, and I was ready to just go to a hotel and take a shower there and just pay for it. But for some reason this thing arrived early, and yeah, it did a good job. So I am really thankful to Geek Buying for setting me up with this. Like I said, this one's a keeper, and it saved me. My wife is also very happy about it, which doesn't happen too often when I get big stuff. And yeah, this thing, I think I would have also paid for it, definitely. If the need had arisen earlier, I would have bought this thing. And so right now I'm really happy that I have it. Thank you to geekbuying.com again. To all of you, Christmas is right around the corner. Year end is right around the corner. However you choose to spend that time, I hope you have a great time. Yeah. play with stuff, build something, break something. Just make sure it's time well spent. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.